Welcome back to one more recorded session for Prep 3 students, Black Beauty, Term 2, Chapter 4, New Owners. And this is chapter Black Beauty is telling us his about his new life at Earlshire Park, which was much bigger than Pertwee Park and more modern. There were two ladies there in this park, the Earl's daughter, Lady Anne, and the Earl's wife, or Mr. or Earl Smith's wife. Black Beauty had a real problem. Not only him, but also Ginger. Both of them had a real problem at Earnshaw Park, which is the part I highlighted here. Earl Smith's wife, liked the latest fashions, and one of these was for the horses to use special reins. These kept the horses' heads high in the air and all the time while they were pulling the carriages. This was a real problem for horses. The reins, actually, as it is highlighted here, the reins were very uncomfortable and it was almost impossible to pull the carriage up the hill when you couldn't put your head down. So Black Beauty and Ginger both decided to make a problem or to stop this if the man tried to tighten the reins one more time, and this happened again. Actually, it happened, and Ginger began to kick so hard that she fell to the ground, and Black Beauty fell too, and both of them were hurt. They had to be cut from the carriage as soon as possible. Who was angry for them? Actually, the helper. The helper York, or Earl Smith's helper York, was angry about the special reins, but as a helper, he had nothing to do with the lady. All what he could do is washing their wands. He washed our wands with hot water, and it took a long time before they recovered. They kept chatting all the time, and Earl Smith was angry for this, and he asked York to find someone to buy them. He was taken, as Black Beauty is telling us, I was taken on a train to the town of Bath. So this was his second station or his second place. It was my first journey on a train, but the experience was not a bad one. My new owner lived in a small house in the town and he had many horses. Actually, he had so many horses, so he could hire the horses for a day, which means a new problem for Black Beauty. He was a gentle horse. Black Beauty was a gentle horse, so my his owner let bad drivers take him because he knew he would behave well. That was a real problem because actually, when he gave him or when Black Beauty was hired by so many drivers, some of them were bad and others were skillful. Some the good ones are okay, but the others, as he told us here in the highlighted part, others didn't understand that a horse cannot work when it has a stone in its foot. One driver complained that he had hired a bad horse. He means a Black Beauty. Black Beauty is a very skillful horse. A bad horse because I couldn't walk very fast. The stone in my foot was very painful and it was very difficult for me to get home again. That was a very bad problem for him. However, there were also good drivers in Path. One of these liked him, like Black Beauty, so much that he asked the owner if his friend could buy him. And soon I had another new owner. So far he was with Earl Chow Smith, and then to the owner at Path who hired him too many drivers, and now he had a new owner, Mr. Barry. Barry was a businessman who had little exercise, and his doctor advised him to ride a horse to keep him healthy. So far, so good. But the problem was that person, Fletcher. Of course, every owner had a helper, and Barry's owner, whose name was Fletcher, was a bad one actually. That was the second problem actually the third problem in this chapter. Villager, as it is highlighted here, began to give me less food each week and I became hungry. I had less energy and started to feel exhausted all the time. That was the third problem. So let's review again, please. Number one, problem was the special rains because Lady or Earl Smith's wife was a very fashionable woman. Number two, or the second problem at Bath, that he hired the owner hired the Black Beauty to manage drivers. Some were bad, some were skillful. And the third problem is Fletcher. Fletcher who didn't give Black Beauty enough food. So the problem happened because Furniture put most of the food into a basket and took it home. His family kept rabbits, which they sold at the market, and my food was given to them. Mr. Barry called the police after this, and they later arrested Fulcher. The point here is that Pelletier made two mistakes. One is taking Black Beauty's food to his rabbits. He is like a thief. And the second problem is that he lied to Mr. Parry. He told him that horses, as it is written here, that horses often have less energy in the autumn and that it's nothing to worry about. It was a problem. Mr. Parry was very angry and he called the police. They arrested him. But later on, Mr. Barry was really, really angry because he lied to him. Then I was taken to a market for horses. There were horses of all shapes, and here is the end of the chapter. Many people came to watch the horses there. There was one man, however, who felt my legs gently and spoke softly. I liked him and hoped he would buy me. I think we'll be good for each other, he said. He paid £24 and I had another new owner. So let's have a final summary for this chapter. We started at Ersha Park, Lady Smith, who was his first problem in this chapter, and the special rains. Number two, he moved to Bath, and his owner, let him go with many drivers. Some are bad, some are skillful. The third station was Mr. Barry and Filcher, his owner Filcher, who took his food and made him so weak. And finally, that owner, the gentle owner who bought him. Let's have another lesson, and I will answer for workbook so soon. Okay, and now thank you very much for this. Wait for me and the answers of the work.